Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, a program that keeps you updated on all that happens in the field of science and technology. Let us begin by taking a quick look at the headlines. New report on climate change by United Nations calls for dramatic reduction in carbon emissions. India-Russia joint space flight completes 30 years. 3-day program organized in the national capital. 5 Indian projects shortlisted for the Green Oscars. IT giant Infosys leads Indian clean energy projects. Decline observed in the breeding of endangered olive ridley turtles at Odisha's coasts. And in our segment In Focus, we shall discuss about serious and life-threatening disease, cancer. And here are news in details. Earth's temperature is rising continuously. This is a fact that all of us acknowledge, and we are all also aware of the after effects that global warming is having on our Mother Earth. Recently, the United Nations has also released a report on climate change which has called upon all countries of the world for a dramatic reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. The report says only major institutional and technological change can head off the catastrophic effects of global warming. The report also appeals the nations to increase the use of solar energy by as much as 3 times.
In its most recent report on the changing climatic conditions of the world, the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has recommended immediate switch over the alternate source of energy like wind and solar energy. The report indicates that there is an urgent need to replace the currently used source of energy with new natural sources of energy to curb the increasing levels of expulsion of carbonaceous compounds and gases into the atmosphere. According to the report, unless effective measures are adopted to mitigate the effects of climate change, the global temperature is likely to rise by 2 degrees Celsius by 2030, with dire consequences. This is the third report of IPCC, which was released in Berlin earlier this week and compiled based on inputs from various governments and experts across the world. While the first IPCC report highlighted anthropogenic activities as chief cause of global warming, the second report that was made public in March this year discussed the effect of climate change on organisms and society and described global warming as a serious, widespread and irreversible phenomenon.
It was in the year 1984 that India, with the help of Russia, sent Rakesh Sharma to space. Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian to travel in space. It has been 30 years since this historic event took place. To celebrate the 30th anniversary of Rakesh Sharma's space flight, a 3-day program was organized in the national capital. Organized by the Russian Center for Science and Culture, the program witnessed the screening of several space films and also a workshop conducted for those who have a keen interest in the subject of science filmmaking.
ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है आपको?
In the April of 1984, India, with the help of Russia, sent its first astronaut Rakesh Sharma to space. This year marks the completion of 30 years since the golden event took place. To commemorate the event, Russian Center for Science and Culture, Vigyan Prasar and Citizen Films Forum jointly organized the screening of space films from 15th to 17th of April in the national capital. On this occasion, countrymen remembered Rakesh Sharma, the first Indian to travel in space, and his achievements. A photo exhibition was also organized that showed Rakesh Sharma's life and his journey to the space. Number of Indian and Russian films related to space and science were also shown during the program. A workshop was also conducted on the subject of science filmmaking that was aimed at teaching the nuances of good science filmmaking.
The workshop is being organized for the students of the mass communication who already have chosen a career of communicating through the medium of mass communication and filmmaking. So, it is very important that the filmmakers should develop the habit of develop the art and craft rather I should say, or the skill rather I should say, of sending the message of science to the general public, wherein the public can appreciate and understand.
How could films be a good medium to reach out to maximum number of people? This issue was also discussed in the program.
And 5 Indian projects have been shortlisted for the prestigious Green Oscar Awards. IT giant Infosys leads these 5 Indian clean energy projects and institutions that are from Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. These awards recognize worldwide contributions towards green energy initiatives and a move away from fossil fuels. The awards are given to those institutions and projects that benefit the society socially and financially by the use of non-conventional and solar energy. Here is a report.
Exhibiting India's commitment towards developing innovative energy-efficient solutions, 5 Indian clean energy projects have been shortlisted for the annual Ashden Awards, commonly known as the Green Oscars. Among the 5 projects nominated for the award is the IT giant Infosys. Infosys has been nominated in the Ashden Award for Sustainable Building category for developing and implementing cutting-edge design of new buildings which helps keep offices cooler and maximizes natural light. According to the award nomination statement, Infosys has been able to cut down more than $80 million from its energy bills and reduced electricity consumption per staff member by 44% since 2008. The other finalists include 2 projects from Maharashtra, Sakhi Unique Rural Enterprise Shaw and Greenway Grameen, which have been nominated in the Ashden Clean Energy for Women and Girls Awards category. Sure is a not-for-profit social enterprise in central Maharashtra that has selected, trained and support more than 600 women micro-entrepreneurs to set clean energy products like solar lanterns and cleaner cook stoves to other women. Mumbai-based Greenway Grameen's mission is to provide an affordable, desirable cook stove to improve quality of life for Indian women. The Rajasthan Horticulture Development Society has been shortlisted for the USAID Ashden Energy for Agriculture Award for its solar-powered water pump project, and Mera Gaon Power from Uttar Pradesh has been nominated in the City Ashden Award for Innovation in Finance category for pioneering the use of unsubsidized commercial microgrids which have so far connected more than 20,000 families to clean, affordable power. Ashden Awards, also known as the Green Oscars, created by Sarah Butler Sloss in 2001, aims to recognize and promote innovation in the field of sustainable energy and development. The Ashden Awards till date have been presented to 159 organizations, including NGOs, businesses, local governments and schools. During the last award ceremony in 2011, the Husk Power System of India bagged the prize for the biomass gasification technology. This year, a total of 14 Ashden Award winners will be announced at a gala ceremony at the Royal Geographical Society in London on May 22, 2014. Winners will receive up to £40,000 and global recognition as one of the 2014's green energy leaders.
And a total lunar eclipse was seen in many towns worldwide on 15th of April. However, this eclipse was not visible in India and large parts of Asia. This was the first lunar eclipse of the year 2014. During the eclipse, moon was seen as deep red in color. That is why it was named as blood moon. More details follow in our report.
Marking the beginning of the series of unique celestial event known as Tartrad, expected to occur during 2014-15, the first blood moon, or commonly called red moon, was observed in various parts of the world on April 14th and 15th. The event started on April 14th and lasted around 77 minutes. In total, 4 blood moons are anticipated to occur over the next year and a half in an event known as Tetrad. There will be no partial lunar eclipses in between. The remaining 3 blood moons of this tetrad will occur on October 8, 2014, April 4, 2015 and September 28, 2015. The next tetrad is not expected to occur until 2032-33. A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon passes directly behind the Earth into its umbra. Umbra is the shadow of the Earth which does not receive any direct solar radiation. This can occur only when the Sun, Earth and Moon are closely aligned with the Earth in the middle. Hence, a lunar eclipse can only occur on the night of a full moon. A total lunar eclipse occurs when the moon is completely in the shadow of the Earth.
Odisha's Rushikulia sea coast area is known for mass nesting of endangered olive ridley turtles. Unfortunately, there has been a record decline in breeding of olive ridley turtles here. The olive ridley turtles are on the verge of extinction in our country. They are migratory species that visit Indian coasts for breeding and nesting. Here is more on these cute little tourists on Indian shores.
In a recent estimate, it has been suggested that this year around 6 lakh newborn olive ridley turtles have made their way to the sea at Rushikulia Rookery since hatching began during the second week of April. According to forest officials, the mass hatching is almost complete for the year, while random hatchings of remaining nests could continue for the next few days. It is also estimated that this year, nesting of olive ridley turtles was low in the areas in comparison to 2013. While in 2013, around 3 lakh turtles had nested at Rushikulia Rookery, only 61,000 turtles had nested at this coast in March this year. Olive ridley turtles, also known as Pacific ridley sea turtles, are endangered marine turtles commonly found in the tropical and warm waters of the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Olive ridley turtles are best known for their behavior of synchronized nesting in mass numbers termed aribadas. Coastal regions of Odisha like Gahirmatha and Rushikulia Rookery, located on the coast in Ganjam district of South Odisha, are major nesting sites of olive ridley turtles in India. Female olive ridley turtles come to the shore during early to late March to lay eggs. The olive ridley eggs hatch under the sand at night and move towards the sea after coming out of the sand. However, they are extremely sensitive to light and tend to move towards land instead of the sea if there is a bright source of light. Forest officials, with the support of volunteers from villages near the Rushikulia Rookery, had made all efforts to reduce mortality rate of the hatchlings. The Forest Department has also requested all the concerned authorities to switch off street lights at night during these few days of mass nesting.
Time to take a very short break here. We will be back with more science news. So, stay tuned. Welcome back after the break. You're watching Science Monitor. And now we will take you through an exciting journey depicting the scientific activities across the country and in the world in our segment Science Express.
Consume one serving a day of beans, peas, chickpeas or lentils and keep heart diseases away is the new mantra. New studies now show that pulses, when consumed, break down slowly in the body and can reduce the LDL cholesterol considered bad for health by 5, which is equivalent to 5 to 6% reduction in the risk of cardiovascular diseases. In a move to further improve energy efficiency of Indian Railways, a web-based electrical energy management system, Rail Surveyor, developed by Centre of Railway Informatics System, has been launched. The portal, which is a part of the project for improving energy efficiency in Indian Railway system, aims to provide an IT-based platform for systematic collection and analysis of energy consumption data. This will be useful for Indian Railways in reducing carbon footprint and implementing future energy conservation efforts. Recent studies published in Oral Oncology shows that lack of proper oral hygiene and excessive use of mouthwashes can also lead to cancer of mouth and throat. besides the commonly known factors such as alcohol abuse and use of tobacco. According to the studies, regular brushing with fluoride toothpaste and annual dental checkups are a must to assess oral health, and use of mouthwashes for more than thrice a day should be avoided. The first next-gen solar power aircraft that was unveiled recently in New York hopes to accomplish the first around-the-world flight in 2015. The solar plane, dubbed Solar Impulse 2, is expected to take off from the Gulf region and fly over the Arabian Sea, China, the Pacific Ocean, the US, the Atlantic Ocean and Southern Europe or North Africa, circumnavigating the world for 5 consecutive days. The plane does not use any conventional aircraft fuels as its wings are covered with 17,000 solar cells that power the plane's various systems. Developed by the Special Astrophysical Observatory of the Russian Academy of Sciences in collaboration with the University of Kazan and the company Parallax, a unique surveillance system to monitor asteroids and other cosmic bodies dangerous for the Earth has been launched in Caucasus. This wide-angle system for sky surveillance, called Mini Mega Tortora, is composed of a set of 9 individual lenses. The device can scan the entire hemisphere in 8 to 9 hours and allows the detection of an object in space at a distance of up to several 100,000 kilometers from Earth and track even fast-moving objects like meteors. Based on measurements from the interior of the Earth, combined with computer simulations of growth history of the Earth-like planets, scientists have come to a conclusion that Moon was formed nearly 100 million years after the start of the solar system. This suggests that Moon is about 4.5 billion years old. Studies show that Moon was created as a result of impact of Earth by a Mars-sized object to create the Moon. Scientists could also estimate the amount of material added to the Earth after that impact.
India is facing a big challenge from many serious diseases, including cancer. London's Lancet Oncology has released a report on cancer care in India. And this report says that about 10 lakh people are diagnosed with cancer every year, out of whom 6 to 7 lakh people die due to this disease. Further, the report stresses that if urgent steps are not taken for its prevention, then this figure will reach 12 lakh by the year 2035. This definitely calls for stepping up efforts to prevent this disease. So, let us find out what all measures should be taken to prevent cancer.
Cancer, perhaps the most dreaded disease in the century along with AIDS. An ancient disease which, despite decades of scientific efforts, evades completely understanding and cure. While a multitude of factors that can trigger cancer are known, unlike AIDS, researchers have not been able to pinpoint the exact cause of cancer till now. 28 different types of cancers are reported in 184 countries across the world. While cancer is a global problem with billions of people around the world succumbing to the disease every year, a new report compiled by Professor Richard Sullivan and Professor Arni Purushottam from King's Health Partners Cancer Centre at King's College London, with the help of senior Indian colleagues, including Professor C.S. Pramesh and Professor Rajan Badwe at the Tata Memorial Cancer Centre, Mumbai identifies cancer as a major crisis in India. It is estimated that around 1 million new cancer cases are diagnosed in India annually, and around 600,000 to 700,000 people die from cancer in India. This death toll is predicted to rise to around 1.2 million deaths per year by 2035. Statistically, 1 in every 10 Indians run the risk of getting cancer before 75 years of age, while 7 in every 100 Indians run the risk of dying from cancer before their 75th birthday. While the cancer incidence rate in India is relatively lower than that of the USA or Western Europe, the rate of deaths from cancer, adjusted for age, is similar to that seen in high-income countries. experts say that smoking, belated diagnosis, and lack of access to affordable cancer treatment and care in India are the factors worsening the cancer crisis. While many different forms of cancer are known to be prevalent in India, cancer of lip and oral cavity has emerged as the deadliest among Indian men, and breast cancer has been identified as a major cause of mortality among Indian women. Cancer is a broad class of diseases caused due to uncontrolled division and growth of cells in different parts of the body. Normally, when cells divide inside a healthy individual, there are specific psychological checkpoints which control the rate of cell division and cell growth. There also exists a mechanism for programmed cell death called apoptosis. But in cancer, these checkpoints lose their function and the process of apoptosis breaks down, due to which damaged cells divide uncontrollably to form lumps or masses of tissues called tumors. Tumors can grow and interfere with the digestive, nervous, and circulatory systems and alter body functions. Cancer is known to affect almost all the parts of the body, including brain, mouth, throat, lungs, abdomen, bladder, kidney, pancreas, colon, etc. Prostate cancer among men and breast, ovarian and cervical cancer are common among women. Leukemia or blood cancer is the excessive production of white blood cells in the bone marrow that affects the normal blood function. Though exact cause of cancer is unknown, a variety of genetic and environmental factors are known to trigger cancer. Certain class of viruses called oncoviruses is also known to cause cancer. These include human papilloma virus causing cervical carcinoma, Epstein-Barr virus causing nasopharyngeal carcinoma, hepatitis B and hepatitis C viruses, human T-cell leukemia virus 1, etc. Smoking and chewing tobacco are among the confirmed causes of oral and lung cancer. While cancer diagnosed at a late stage evades cure, today it is possible to cure and manage cancer if diagnosed at a very early stage using a combination of drug therapy known as chemotherapy, surgery and radiation therapy. The most common and prominent symptom to look for is any kind of painless swelling in the body. Common symptoms of cancer may include unintentional weight loss, persistent fever, being excessive tiredness, changes in the skin, coughing up blood, change in bowel habits, anemia or rectal bleeding, blood in the urine, uterus or vaginal bleeding. Studies also show that regular mammography can help reduce the number of deaths from breast cancer among women aged between 40 to 74.
And what has been this week's contribution to the history of science? Let's find out in our segment History of Science.
April 23, 1858. Max Planck, the German theoretical physicist who proposed the quantum theory, was born in Duchy of Holstein, Germany. Planck made many contributions to theoretical physics. Working on the problem of black body radiation, Max Planck proposed the quantum theory of physics, according to which light energy, which appears to be emitted in wavelengths, is actually discharged in small packets known as quanta. Planck also postulated that the energy of light is proportional to the frequency, and the constant that relates them is known as Planck's constant. To describe this, he gave the formula E is equal to h nu, where h is Planck's constant and the Greek letter nu is the frequency of the radiation. Planck was awarded Nobel Prize in Physics for his quantum theory. April 24, 1948. Council of Scientific and Industrial Research under the leadership of Dr. Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar founded the Central Leather Research Institute in Chennai. The foundation stone for this institute was laid by Dr. Syama Prasad Mukherjee. Popularly known as the CSIR, CLRI is a premier institute involved in research, development, training and education dealing with all aspects of the leather industry. April 25, 1874. Guglielmo Marconi, the Italian inventor and electoral engineer known for his pioneering contribution in radio transmissions, was born in Bologna, Italy. Known as the inventor of radio, Marconi made significant contributions to the field of wireless telegraphy and long-distance radio transmissions, and postulated Marconi's law to derive the relation between height of antennas and maximum signaling distance of radio transmissions. Marconi was awarded Nobel Prize in Physics in 1909. April 25, 1990. Hubble Space Telescope, named after the astronomer Edwin Hubble, was deployed from the Space Shuttle Discovery during NASA's STS-31 space mission. Since then, there have been 5 servicing missions that continue to upgrade the telescope's scientific instruments and operational systems. Hubble is a 2.4-meter aperture telescope in low Earth orbit. Hubble's 4 main instruments observe in the near-ultraviolet, visible and near-infrared spectra. Hubble is used to take extremely detailed high-resolution images of space and celestial bodies and collect information on a variety of astronomical objects from neighboring planets and stars to most distant galaxies and quasars. Many Hubble observations have led to breakthroughs in astrophysics, such as accurately determining the rate of expansion of the universe.
So, how do you like our program Science Monitor? Well, do send in your comments and suggestions through email. Our email address is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also send us your suggestions by post. Our postal address is Vigyan Prasar, C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. That is all in today's edition of Science Monitor, but we shall meet next week with more dosage of science news and exciting information. Till then, goodbye and take care.